Welcome to Shakespeare the Sonnets. Today we're going to go ahead and do sonnet number 79. Whilst I alone did call upon thy aid, my verse alone had all thy gentle grace. But now my gracious numbers are decayed, and my sick muse doth give in another place. I grant, sweet love, thy lovely argument deserves the travail of a worthier pen. Yet what of thee thy poet doth invent? He robs thee of, and pays it thee again. He lends thee virtue, and he stole that word. From thy behaviour beauty doth he give, and found it in thy cheek he can afford. No praise to thee but what in thee doth live. Then thank him not for that which he doth say, since what he owes thee thou thyself dost pay. Now, sonnet number 79 here has a little bit of interesting talks, shall we say. This one, it basically goes ahead and says that I wrote all this to go ahead and please you guys. Whilst I alone did call upon thy aid. Like that saying, while I alone went ahead and got inspiration from you, my verse alone had all thy gentle grace. What I've written went ahead and that gentle grace went ahead and gave other people the feelings of greatness and things. But now my gracious numbers are decayed. But now that my gracious numbers, my pleasing verses, I have less of them now, and my sick muse doth give in another place. And now, because I'm a little bit sick, I have to go ahead and give it to another place. I have to yield it to another. I have to give all these rights to these words to another. I grant, sweet love, of thy lovely argument. I myself went ahead and wrote all this. I grant you, my sweet love, thy lovely argument, the seam of your loneliness, of your loveliness. This whole sonnet is, and some of them will have that seam too. Deserves the travail of a worthier pen. Your seam of loveliness, someone else is more worthy of writing it. Not me, I'm just a lonely man. Someone from the higher social statuses will be more worthy of writing about you instead of me, from the common folk. Yet what thy poet doth invent? But whatever the poet invents, he robs thee of and pays it thee again. He robs... Whatever a poet invents, someone will rob him of it, take it away from him, and then go ahead and make it his own. He lends thee the virtue, and he stole that word. I myself lent him the virtue, lent him the great virtue of things, and then he stole that word. I gave him my trust, and he broke that trust. From thy behaviour beauty doth he give, and from that behaviour the beauty came, the beauty came from, and found it in thy cheek he can afford. And I found it in your cheek, and he can afford. I can offer him something. He can offer me something. No praise to thee, but what in thee doth live. No praise. What he can offer me is not the praise. However, after that offer, I thank him not for what he doth say. I don't thank him because he owes me, not what he said, but since that he owes thee, thou thyself dost pay. But because he owed me, in Shakespeare's mind, his poetry was a repayment of obligation to his young youth, such as shown in Sonnets 8, which will be shown again in Sonnet 83 of line 4, apparently. Because he owed him, because he's repaid all this, and he's actually thought about it. That's why I thank him. Because he remembers. And that's sonnet number 79. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope to see you guys soon. And so until next time, now peace. Bye-bye. Whilst I alone did call upon thy aid, my verse alone had all thy gentle grace. But now my gracious numbers are decayed, and my sick muse doth give an other place. I grant, sweet love, thy lovely argument deserves the travail of a worthier pen. Yet what of thee thy poet doth invent? He robs thee of, and pays it thee again. He lends thee virtue, and he stole that word. From thy behaviour beauty doth he give, and found it in thy cheek he can afford. No praise to thee, but what in thee doth live. Then thank him not for that which he doth say, since what he owes thee thou thyself dost pay.